Chinese Muslims go undercover to reach Islam's holiest city. In a remarkable testament to their faith and resilience, six Chinese Muslims went to extraordinary lengths to complete their Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca, navigating a maze of government restrictions and surveillance measures aimed at curtailing such religious activities. Speaking to American media outlet NPR, the pilgrims, whose identities were kept anonymous for their safety, detailed how they had to disguise themselves in athletic wear to avoid detection as Hajj pilgrims, secure passports which had become increasingly difficult for Chinese Muslim ethnic groups, and navigate through strict surveillance controls and have a series of indirect flights to finally reach their destination. The Chinese authorities have denied Muslims access to almost every pathway abroad with the reasoning that, quote, they may be radicalized or spread religious fervor once they return to China. Once in Saudi Arabia, their challenges did not cease. They were unable to secure the official Hajj visa and passes, received threatening calls from local Chinese police officials, and had to find a private driver willing to drive them through Mecca. Despite overcoming these hurdles, considerable hurdles to complete their 2 week long pilgrimage last June, they now face the possibility of punitive consequences upon their return to Xinjiang. Oh no, I don't know how to pronounce this. This is not Xinjiang. This is Qinghai, China. So, I read a really interesting article from NPR, and it was examining the journey of six specific people as they tried to go from this one region in Xinjiang, like a specific city, um, to complete their Hajj. And the amount of hurdles that you have to go through is considerable. And basically, these people were only able to attempt this because they had already received their passports 3 years before. And nowadays, because they come from an ethnic minority group, I believe they were not Uyghur, they're Hui. Um, they were actually able to leave the country, but for many others, it's extremely, extremely difficult. In fact, one of the things that they had to do is when they were in the airport, they literally didn't even talk to each other out loud because the police in the airport would be able to detect their accents and would then pull them aside to interrogate them about whether they're going to the Hajj because it's so forbidden. And I wanted to cover this because it's actually been a long time since we've talked about what's going on in China. This is different than the, ongoing Uyghur genocide, but it's related to it, right? And the very strict what's the word I'm looking for? Measures, insane measures that have been taken against people in their practice. Um, and I thought it was important to highlight that again since we haven't touched on it in a long time.
This is how you make Islam look good, by oppressing Muslims, right? Because look at this is such great fuel for heroic stories. You know what I mean? Like, look at the way you have to. By the way, look at this cover image. This looks amazing. The different ways that they had to go through to, like, to get to the Kaaba, and their eyes watching them. They have to try to. This could be turned into a movie. Like, you're trying to. This would be a movie that I would watch. Like, the Chinese government is trying to stop you. All the different. It's like a it's like spies, but not trying to do a heist or like get steal money or like information, but just go to the Hajj, right? All of the, I don't know why Muslims who are trying to promote Islam wouldn't turn this into a movie, because it has all the elements of trying to show to other Muslims how valuable Hajj is. Like, how grateful do you have to be able to freely go to Hajj, right? For example, Christians have been doing the same thing. The, like, Bibles, people spend Bibles to China, and there are some Christians in China that didn't have access to the Bible, and they opened all the packages and they got the Bible, and a lot of them were so happy to get their Bible. They were crying. A lot of Christians play that video in churches, and they're like, look look how grateful, look these are look how amazing Christianity is, look how amazing the Bible is, look how ungrateful we are to be able to have access to the Bible. Only these people, all these Christians understand the value of Bible because they don't have access to it, and we should be more like them. And people are like get so emotional about the amazing how amazing Christianity is because they see these videos of people of Christians in China who don't have access to the Bible, and now you smuggled in Bibles in there. That video was like such a amazing promotion of Christianity. And this is that, but times 100, right? This is like when you ban Islam, you this is the greatest advertisement of Islam because it shows to other Muslims how much they should value their access to Islam. So it goes to what we are saying. Like the best way that you could make ideologies like Islam spread is by banning them and oppressing the people who are trying to practice it. Because I could have not think of a better advertisement from Islam than this story that comes out, right? So this doesn't work, China. Your Chinese government, you're idiots. Whoever out there thinks that this is a good way to stop Islamic values, this does not work. I'm actually I'm as an anti-Islamic activist, I'm actually cheering for these guys. I'm like, amazing work, good job, guys. You go to that Hajj. You go to that Hajj hard. Like, do you? Fight for your rights, fight for your freedom. That's amazing. I am on their side. Like, look at what you're doing, China. I mean, it's amazing. How much this backfires.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
is when you're reading about it, it's a really sympathetic story because they have to, like, literally just leaving the country to go on Malaysia under the pretext of going on vacation was itself an extremely difficult and arduous journey to the point that in the
Right.
article it talks about when they reach Kuala Lumpur, they just start breakdown crying,
Wow.
you know, because they just
There's
made
a
it that
video of that.
far. No, no,
Is
no,
that
of
oh?
course not. This is all like very, very hidden, because they
This
don't want to put
should
these
be a
people in
if
danger.
if you are like an Islamic institution and don't turn this into a movie, I don't know what you're doing. This is amazing movie material here, and like it makes Muslims all around the world cry, like for seeing how much people eager are to go to Hajj, right? And it shows how big of
Mhm.
a failure Chinese methodology is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, let me just read the. By the way, we got a super chat because I can't highlight it on StreamYard. I'm gonna read it before we lose it right away because I see it on my phone. Right. So Thorium13 is saying, "Love you too. Great show as usual. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Thor
Thank you for supporting our
Thorium.
work.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh, that's my alarm for making. So here, let me stop that because I know. All right. So let's just read some comments from here and then just quickly go. Mirroring repressive tactics that were previously directed at Uyghur Muslims, now targeting Hu Muslims, is absolutely shameful. Is China paranoia screaming that a simple act of visiting pilgrimage sites could result in radicalization? And yes, this is where your lie fails flat among Muslims because they know the annual quota for pilgrims from each country is set by Saudi Arabia. There's no Hajj visas if there's no more quota, but white libs might just lick up the whole lot. What? Because they like your smell. Okay, I think this is a pro China government person that is questioning this story, but yeah, just because Saudi Arabia has quotas, that doesn't mean the Chinese government doesn't have their own filters on their side. So this is nonsense, right? Okay, so let me so here's another pro China person. So you mean you kept in touch with CIA and make up stories to defame China? Okay, so people are just questioning pro Chinese government people are just questioning the story because they do not like the story. Okay. Um, so, we're getting some funny comments in the live chat. All right, can we clap for the last news? This is the
Oh
last
my
news,
gosh,
right?
we just got a live chat that showed up on StreamYard from Twitch. Guys, go follow us on Twitch
Uh,
because apparently when StreamYard goes down on other platforms, it stays active on Twitch.
Uyghur. Okay, Uyghur in Europe. Okay, yes. So we're getting only Twitch comments now. I can see YouTube comments on my phone though, so keep the YouTube comments coming as well. I have another backup way to see the YouTube comments, right? All right, last um Last news. Can we clap for the last
Yeah, sure.
news? Oh, guys, look at us. Our Twitch chat is empty. Viola is saying, I'm always here alone by myself. Guys, follow us on Twitch as well. So Viola is not alone watching there by herself. Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do. And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.